Hey everyone, a couple of videos back I did this interview with Chris right here, Chris Heckman, and we talked a little bit about WeScale, and I mentioned that I'm part of that I'm going through it and updating my store. So in this video, I thought it would be cool to show you my shop updates, what I did to my store over here. Detour shirts, might have noticed that it changed a little bit. It's going to continue to change as I learn things. And then I'm going to show you how I upload my designs through Printify to my Shopify store, how easy that is, kind of the step-by-step process. And then at the end, I'm going to show you a little bit about WeScale. I'm not going to show you everything because it's a private group, but I'm going to show you some things that I like about it and how it's helping. So let's get into this video and I'll show you all my shop updates. Alright, so here's my Detour shirt shop. For those of you that have been with me for a long time, you've noticed that it's changed a little bit. It looks a little bit different. And so a lot of these things I've learned with the WeScale community, and they've been great. And in fact, there's even more notes that I got today that I'm going to change. So you're going to see some changes in the future. But just to give you some highlights on what I did a little bit, I used to have big pictures up here. And not to say that you can't have big pictures up here, but I think I wanted to, one of the things I learned is when you get it to mobile, at least, you want the space in between the designs and the top to be really small. So let me show you a picture of mobile, this design in mobile. All right, so this is what it looks like on a mobile device. You can see everything kind of squishes down. My logo comes up here. I have the menu right here. And then, so when you're on a phone, for example, the designs are right here, right at the top. And before, when I had those pictures kind of stacked on mobile. So I had like one picture, two pictures, three pictures, and people didn't even get to see what they were there for on the website for on my phone. So right here, a lot better. I just stuck with like a real simple phrase right here and a simple background, and then I have my designs right at the top and ready to buy. The next thing I have is that things are on sale. My prices are higher. This is so that I can run some ads and get some more profit so that I can run some ads. And I got a note that I might take this button off, this sale, so it's not just says sale, sale, sale everywhere. So I'll be making that change in the future. Let's see, the menu has changed as well. So I kind of pared down the menu. So one of the things I noticed from going through the university is not to have so many menu items and to put it all in the shop here. So I have all products. I have my sections. So you can definitely just start with one section, but I had so many designs that I put it into 3 sections, and I kind of made sure that they fit in those silos, in those different sections. Whereas before on this site, I just had whatever I had, and I didn't kind of put them into those sections. And this is good for advertising. So when you have everything in the same collection, have the same feel, people that are shopping on there may look at the other thing that's similar and might want to buy another one. So I have animals here, food, funny, and I still have my downloads. So it's down here buried. It used to be on the top level, but my downloads are still here if you need any tips, and lots of free downloads here still. So they still work. I'm going to go to show you one of my collections here, what a collection looks like. So in this case, animals, everything in here has to do with animals. I got lots of corgis, narwhal, and so on. And if you go into the product page, some of the changes that I did here too, and because of mobile, we kind of consolidated all of these things. In this case, I made it so that there's a size chart. This is something I learned in the community too. There's like a plugin for this size chart. So when you click on it, the size chart comes up so it doesn't take all this space here. And then these things kind of move with, I learned how to do this too, to change. So there's not so many mock-ups here, but they change depending on the color here, and got the color in the thing. And what really helped is that I actually got most of this from a template that was on the university. So big kudos for them to kind of getting me jump started there with the add to cart. Now I got a note that I need to change this to another color so that it stands out. Great note. So lots of good things about being part of that community is that you can get more and more refinements on these things. I already went through some testing for the mock-ups, and these tested well. This mock-up with just the design and just the t-shirt, but not everybody has the same results, which is really cool because when you're testing, you figure that out. Some people test well with mock-ups with different things in the side on the background and things like that. Mine didn't do that, so I stuck with this one. So There's also these drawers that came with that template, which is really cool. Look at that. I would not have known how to do that on my own. So big kudos to the WeScale community and all the help that I got here. So that's it. Not that's it. It took me a while to do it, but I got an about page and I got a contact us. This is very important too for your page. So I didn't have those things previously. So I think it's a lot cleaner. It's a lot easier on mobile as well, and we got the links down here. And so of course, what I really like about the WeScale thing is that they're all about testing. So I'm gonna run this through some testing with some Facebook ads next week and see what's good, and see, like, it will tell you what designs sell well and what designs don't sell well, and kind of make adjustments. If something sells well, then do more of those designs. And what I really, really like is I didn't understand anything about the Facebook thing. This is one thing that I struggled with. I can make designs, but when it comes to marketing and Facebook stuff, I had no clue what those numbers meant, or all those switches, and which ones to turn on and which ones to turn off, and which ones to look at and what did they mean. Well, in the WeScale community, there's a lot of help for experts that have been doing this a long, long time. You can ask your questions. They have videos, tutorials, and so it's really cool. So be on the lookout for changes to Detour shirts. I may be adding a lot more designs and putting things that are best sellers at the top, and I'll do this again in another month and just show you kind of my progress, if I got any sales, if how sales are going and everything. I really want to ramp up my Shopify store so that everything works together. Speaking of adding designs, I'm going to show you in this video how I add designs through Printify and then go into my Shopify store and kind of tweak it. All right, so here we are on Printify. You notice the last one that I uploaded. So this is what I'm going to do. And you can do it from scratch, or you can do a duplicate from your catalog. So if I went to my products, I can go in here and duplicate right here. You said duplicate, and it will keep the things that I remembered from last time. And that's really easy to do once you have one, but I'm going to show you how I do one from scratch. So I'm going to go to my dashboard here. Actually, I'm going to go to catalog and go to t-shirts. On my shop, I'm doing a Bella Canvas 301. A lot of other people do this one, Gildan 6400. I already had Bella Canvas on my designs, which is a little more expensive. You can see the difference in price here. But since I already had it for a lot of my products, I didn't want to switch in the meantime. Maybe in the future, if profits, I need a better profit, I might switch it to this. But I like the Bella Canvas, so I'm going to switch with that. And then I can just hit start designing here, or this is a Printify choice. I could go in manually and pick which one I want. I heard Monster Digital is really cool as well, so I could do that. Either one, depending on your preference. I usually just hit start designing and use whatever they want, but I know some people go in here and use specifically Monster Digital. So the next thing I'm gonna do is, it starts with a white t-shirt, and you may not want a white t-shirt, and we can change that, but I'm gonna put in the design that I want here on a black t-shirt first. So I have this design that I made a while ago. I'm just dragging and dropping it from the desktop, and you can see it's right there. You can see it doesn't work on white, it works on dark. So I'm gonna select black here, and I just picked the color from here. You notice from right here, select variants. I went down pretty fast. Select variants. I'm going to keep the white, and I'll show you why later. And then I'm going to put this also, I like it on like a true blue. So I'm going to come up here, scroll down. There's so many colors, which is why I like Bella Canvas. And let's see, true blue, true royal, that's what it's called. I love true royal, and I like red. So those are kind of my main colors that I pick, along with white and some other ones. There's white, there's red. All right, the next thing that I like to do is, whoops, there's a scroll on here. I like to preview this to make sure that it's the right size. It looks pretty big, so I want to see it on a person, and I can do that by clicking preview and then show more. And I like just picking this first person right here. You can see it's a lot bigger than I think it should be, all the way out to there. I'm going to hit edit, and I'm going to click on here, and usually I like it like at 80 or somewhere below 80. And then kind of right here, I like that it can center. You can see that line that pops up right there. All right, so I'm going to test that out and see how this does and show more. That's better. I think that's better. I'm gonna try and move it up and make it maybe a little bit smaller. I want it like right there. And then it's at 77. Why don't I just do 75 here? I can also type this in and hit enter. Now, I think that's gonna work. Let's hit preview, show the person again. Yeah, I think that's right. I like that spacing right there. I'm gonna put it on some other people here, make sure that it's right. Yeah, I think on these people it looks good. So just want to check with I think seeing it on a t-shirt is great, but seeing it on somebody, like what they would be wearing, how they would be wearing it is key for me. So next thing I do is I go back to edit, and I want to make sure that I have something that works on white. And what you can do is say make a specific design for white. So I'm going to click this, and you're going to see there's a thing up here. I can take this one out and put in my design that I did for a white background on here. So I'm just dragging and dropping back in, and it's going to take a little while adding it to my library here, but you'll notice that it's different because it has black text. Now, the nice thing is we remember that this was 75, so I can do the same thing, and I can put it up here like that. So now when I go back to preview for a white one, I can come up here and check the model, and look, that looks great. Okay, and I can also put these on lighter shirts. So if I wanted to put this like on a pink, I could do the same thing, but I might have to do it again. So I'm gonna select variants. Let's see if there's I know there's pink at the bottom here. Yeah, so this pink right here, that might be, oh, that's because it has the white text. So I'm gonna have to come up here, go to size again. Well, no, not size, color. Go back to select variants. Make specific design for pink. Take this out, and I believe you can come in here and copy paste. I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna Command C and Command V. Let's see if that works. No, that doesn't work. I thought you could. I'm gonna have to do it again, drag it again, or take it from the library. I think since it's in my library, I can, right here, this one, there you go. And then again, 75, whoops, that's not 750. There you go. And then just drag it, make sure that it's centered like there. Boom, so now I have these 5 colors, which I think will do really well. All right, next thing I wanna do, I kind of skipped ahead, but I'm gonna select variant and go to size. And then I turn off 5XL and 4XL. Whoops, not 2. You don't want to do this too fast because sometimes, like I just did, I messed up here. Now it's selecting all of them, so I have to go back and clear, go back in here and clear all my selections. Dang it. This is going to take a little bit, but I'll be back. All right, I'm back. I made that mistake. When you go to variants and hit size, don't go really fast on when you delete this, because it may delete some other things and then it's going to mess up the whole thing. But now you can see I have 4 colors, 5 colors on some of these. I think the pink only works on specific colors. So let's see, the one with 5 colors, yeah. So I may take that out just because it's not available for some of these other ones. So I can come in here, go back to variants, go select variant, and then just uncheck my pink one. Just like that. All right, so whoops, don't get too fast on here. My scroll wheel, if you scroll on here, that's what happens. So size, okay, so we got the size. I took out 4X and 5X. It's just, that's one thing that I learned. I think it's because it's not profitable. I'm not exactly sure why we take that out, but I'll show you the prices on some of these. And then preview, I can preview these things on different colors now. So I can go in here and see this looks good on black, on red, and on blue. So I'm good to go. And then the button that I need is on this other side. So I'm gonna move my face, and then I can just save products. So it's gonna take a little while and spin right here, but the next step is pretty easy too. So the next step is picking which mockups you want. I actually like this middle one, this one right here that has kind of this ragged edge instead of the straight edge. So I'm gonna come in here and just delete these right here. I'm just using that. It tested that I didn't need, that I didn't need the people in mind. So I'm not going to put them in. I'm just going to test it with these like that, just the t-shirts themselves. And I'm going to hit save select. Yours may be different. If you go through the training, you may realize that you may need a different mockup and maybe not even use these Printify mockups. You might use different mockups, and that's okay. So I'm going to hit save select. Now the next thing is I can pick the primary mockup. So I want the red one to be primary. So I'm going to click the star there, and that's my primary mockup. That's the first one that's going to show up when when someone's on my store. The next thing is I'm going to change my design or my title here, and I'm just going to say what was on there. Made in the 80s. I want it shorter, like 2 words. So maybe made in 80s. In 80s. I know that's just one word shorter, but I want it kind of short there, and just so that on mobile it doesn't push things down. And then I don't need all of this description. I'm gonna delete that, and then I have a description that they suggested, so I'll put that in. So here's the one that was suggested. It's just bullet points of stuff, which is kind of cool. And then I have to do that. So really simple, what it is, what kind of shirt it is, and a very simple description. Again, I don't have to put the size chart in there because I have a plugin that does that. And then these tags come already, but I'm gonna put a tag in for my collection. Since this is not a food or an animal, this is kind of random, I'm just gonna put the tag MISC, miscellaneous, that I made up. So that will put it into the funny category, which before was called the miscellaneous category. Someone suggested calling it funny. I like that better than miscellaneous or random or whatever. And then I'm gonna select all and make this $29.99. Now, I know that's a lot more than what's charged on Amazon, but we have to charge a premium price so that we can, and it is a premium product, the Bella Canvas, but it's also so that I can run the ads and make sure that I do everything, I make some profit on it. So that's what's suggested, $29.99. Of course, this can go through testing as well. And will I get more profit if I drop the price and so on? But I'm going to stick here, test it, and see how that does. And not everyone is $29.99. Now the 2XL, I'm going to do $30.99. You can see how I did that there. Just check it. And then I'm going to check 3XL and do this $31.99, and there you go. And I think another reason why to get rid of the 4X and the 5X is then I would have to go again and do, how much is the 4X and how much is the 5X and so on. So I just have this set right here. Again, I'll test it. If a lot of people say that they want to see 4X, I might add that in and so on. And then Shopify collections, I'm going to make sure that it's on my home page so it connects to Shopify. So now I just have to publish this, and then it's going to publish it. It's going to take a little while for it to hit Shopify. You'll notice on here it's going to say publishing, but once it says published, it's going to be on my Shopify store, and then I can make some changes there that didn't come from Printify. But all of this works really well with Printify. You can see I did it really quickly, and I can pick my products and my colors and all of those things. Just make sure to slow down and not uncheck that thing really fast so that you don't have the same problem. So the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Shopify store and just show you some little tweaks that I did. This won't be too long, and then we'll go into WeScale and I'll show you just a little bit of what's there and how it helped. So I'm back. It actually took less than a minute, so now you can see that it's published. I'm going to go to my Shopify store and I'm going to go to my products, and it should be the first one. Yeah, this one right here. This is the latest one that I just did. I'm going to make some changes to this. You'll notice all of these have some thumbnails. I already made one for this one. So the one I made is actually on a blue one, which should make this the first one here. So I'm going to put this blue here, and then I'm going to I'm going to add my blue thumbnail that I made. I forgot I did it in blue. You can see these are all my images. I can just add media and then pick my blue one from my desktop, made in the 80s thumb right here. And I'm going to hit return, and it's going to put it in here. And there it is, done. Now I want to make this the main thing, so it's going to go right there. And so several things that you can check, and that I usually check when I'm on here, is publishing. Make sure that I have it on all my stores, all my channels, and by default it doesn't, so I have to come in here and click all these. I have these on Google YouTube. It connects to Facebook and X and TikTok and all of those things. So I'm going to hit done. Type shirt, Printify, yes, collections. You can see it automatically went to the funny collection because of my MISC. I'm going to choose a category, t-shirts right there. And sometimes these don't connect, but this time it did. So nice that this is how it works when I showed on my shop when I clicked on those buttons. Black is this one, red is this one, True Royal is this one. So that's how it knows that. And that's it. I'm going to just hit save. And then we can go to my site and check how it looks like. So it's not going to show up on the homepage. I mean, it is part of the homepage thing, but more likely it's going to show up on the funny because that's where I put it on. So here it is on funny. You can see it's right there. One of the things that it doesn't have and some of the other ones that I didn't add is the sale. I'm not going to go and show you how to do that. That's a separate app inside of Shopify that I would have to go through, and it takes a while. So that may be for another video, but I will show you some of the WeScale things, some of the community things that I think are really helpful if you choose to join it. All right, so this is the WeScale community, WeScale University on school. I'm gonna blank out some of the names so you'll notice that there's some white space here. I just want to make sure that people are on here keep private. They may not want to show their names on my site. So I also want to show you though that there is a free version. So I'm gonna click over here and you'll notice there's also this WeScale free. What the WeScale free is, it has 31 hours of the e-commerce course. There's lots of people on here too that answer your questions, just not as, doesn't have the same things as the university. But there's still some really cool things on the WeScale version with all these classroom stuff. Now the classroom that I took with the university is a little bit different, so I'm going to show you that. So you can see in the university is a little more structured. They kind of have the courses on here where I'm about 21% into this course, and it just has so many things. It taught me all those things, which is really nice about Facebook ads and everything, and coaches, which is really cool to have the coaches on here in the university to kind of coach you along, tell you what to do, what not to do, and things. Like I said, I didn't know what to do with Facebook ads and what those numbers meant, and yeah, during this course, this full course right here, I could do that. I'm not going to show you all of these things. I mean, the calendar, I guess I could show you that, where they have every week, they have meetings, the multiple meetings were right here. So next time we have, and they put us in different categories, right? Launch for people that didn't get ready, their shop ready yet, so they're in the launch and test when their shop's ready, but they're testing out things, and then scale. So when you already have sales, but you want to scale it even more, there's that. And so there's weekly meetings for that, and then Wednesday meeting, and these are all recorded too, by the way. So if you can't meet these, you can watch them later. I'm not going to show you the members because that's private, but what's interesting is this map of all the people here from all over the country doing the same thing on Shopify and learning together, which is really cool. And as you saw in the beginning, it has all those different places where people make comments and posts, and you kind of comment on the post, and you can see on here I already got a notification on another post, and I can chat with different people. So really cool. Last thing I'm going to show you, not going to show you the leaderboards because they have names. What leaderboards are just showing how many posts people make and kind of keeping it fun. So last thing is about, so you can see here what the WeScale University is about. Again, you can do this with the free version, but this one is the difference between the free version and the university, which is, I believe, $129 a month until that fills up, and he's gonna make that even more later on. So sorry if you're watching this later, it may not be $129 a month when you're watching this, probably $150 or something like that. I know he's upping the price very, very soon. So there you go, that's WeScale, and it's something that I've been doing and that's been helping me. So there you go. Hopefully that wasn't too bad. I know it's quite a little bit of a longer video than I usually do, but I think it was really helpful to see the whole progress, what I'm doing on my shop, some of the tweaks, and how to use Printify and Shopify. I'm really getting into it. I'm really liking it. And one of the things, like I said, that was really hard for me is not the design part and the web site part, but coming from Amazon, I didn't know all the marketing part. And so I'm slowly learning that. I did a couple of tests for my mockups, like I said, but I'm really excited of testing for the actual ads that will bring in traffic to get more sales. So I'll give you some updates in a month to see how many sales I'm doing and what I'm learning from that, and some of the changes I'm making with those things that I've learned. It's all about the data. And that's what I really like, is learning from the data and making decisions from data. So if you liked that, I'll put a link in there for WeScale. Like I said, again, if you want to do Shopify, I know everybody doesn't want to do Shopify because it's a lot more work. But if you are interested, there's that WeScale free community as well as the university, which I think is really, really helpful. That's the one I'm doing. So thanks again for watching. If you want to see that interview that I did with Chris, I'll put that right here. He answers a lot of questions on why you should be doing Shopify or why Shopify is a good idea right now in 2025. And as always, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one.